All right, hey everybody, welcome to another Let's Play. Today I'm with Greg and I'm going to be checking out Scrappers from Osprey Wargames. Scrappers came out earlier this year. I actually got a preview copy of it at Adepticon. I think we previewed it when I was there with the Osprey booth. And this is a post-apocalyptic skirmish game, but not the kind of post-apocalypse that is, I guess, the traditional kind. So it's not your Deserts and Gas, Mad Max, race cars, post-apocalypse, and it's not your plastic, fantastic 1950s Fallout kind. It's more of a Destiny sort of a post-apocalyptic game. The world ends in 2277, I believe it is. So 300 years or so in the future. We've solved most of like the problems on Earth with AIs. But then we made the mistake of creating a love triangle. We named them all after different Greek gods. There's Athena, Gaia, and Ares. And we learned nothing from Greek tragedy by having basically a love triangle between Ares and Athena, and then Gaia becoming very jealous. And what Gaia does is the three AIs are set up to do different things. Ares is set up to terraform with the triple helix triple helix effect, which takes living matter and changes it. So he can get us off Earth, basically. Our only problem right now is that we're overpopulated. We have everything we could need: food, clean energy, everyone's safe and happy, and medicine works. But we need more space. So they create him to go and terraform planets. They create Athena to be like the judiciary. She's like the armed platform, and she kind of like administers day-to-day life. And they create Gaia. And unfortunately, Athena and Ares become very close, and Gaia becomes jealous. So she sabotages Ares into releasing the triple helix virus on Earth. And it messes everything up. It causes like a global catastrophe. You know, tectonic plates are moving, people are mutating, which then of course causes the humanity to attack Ares and destroy him, which then causes Athena to go insane from grief and rain nuclear fire down on the planet. So in like one day, all of these things happen, and over the course of weeks and months, there's this giant nuclear exchange, the triple helix virus gets out, and Earth, it goes from this sort of like utopian paradise to post-apocalyptic mess. There's giant arcologies that everyone's living on. Only one survives, 23, which is the founding sort of like location of the architects, who are the human survivors basically in the game, and then the remainder of humanity is just left to either become mutants, scavenge the wastelands, scratch out in existence, or whatever. Gaia survives, and this I think is really neat, by taking all of Earth's old growth forests and using their root systems as a form of like biological neural network, and she downloads herself into the planet and actually becomes the Earth goddess Gaia. And Athena survives the nuclear exchange, but with no weapons and stuff left, basically is just this like rebooted insane AI floating around the planet.
Who now thinks she's the actual
god Athena. So both the AIs that are still around, Ares has been destroyed. Athena and Gaia are one's using organic hosts now, because she's able to form organic matter into like organic robots, basically, like we are. Whereas Athena is using actual like influence of machines and synthetic life forms on the planet, trying to influence the planet. You've got other factions, such as, like I said before, you have the architects. They renamed the Arcology 23 Eclipse 1. No, not Eclipse. Something 1, Elysia 1. It has a name. We'll remember the name later, but they rename Arcology 23 basically and become the saviors of humanity. And they accept both true men and humans, true humans, and nuclear men, the gamma men, who are all the mutants, into their arcologies, and are trying to preserve artifacts and stuff. And then you have the freelancers, who'll just work for anybody. They're a mix of synthetic, human, mutant. They're kind of like your mercenary warbands. You have the Purge, which are hardline true humans that have basically decided that they're gonna blow up all the mutants and all the synthetics. Anything that's not a true human can't survive. You have the Sons of Entropy, who are the burn everything down. Yep.
Travel around,
just
tear it all down,
blow everything up. They want the world to end, basically. Gaia's forces are the Ectopians, who want to destroy all the technology. They use like clubs and spears and bows and arrows. Eco-terrorists, basically, trying to take the planet back. And they destroy all the artifacts and things that they find. And then I think that's it. I got the Ectopians, Sons of Entropy. Oh, the Gamma Lords? The mutants, those are mutant ones. They live in the mutant paradise that's been built on Earth, basically. Mutopolis, where all the mutants live. So if you're looking for a glossy sci-fi adventure, it's got some really neat mechanics. We'll run you through, as we play our first turn, we'll run you through the core mechanics and just kind of speak them out loud so you can learn the game. both of our collections of miniatures for this game are models we never thought we'd get to play a game with again. So you've got
Resurrected Dead ranges. So
yeah,
I've got, a bunch of models from Cell Entertainment's 1999 game, which
was around in 1999. I'm pretty sure
came out, and then the company disappeared.
Yeah,
so.
overnight. I have some too. Actually, I have a bunch of the Archangels and stuff. So you've got like this awesome big golem-y robot trenchcoat dudes as yours. I'm using them Sedition Wars models. My original, I think they're Kev White sculpts from Studio McVeigh, and they're the metals before the actual box game came out. So I never thought these Firebrand miniatures were going to get painted, but they were perfect for this game. So if you do have a collection of sci-fi figs that you haven't like got any idea what to do with, it has force creation, a lot like a Rogue Stars style. It's like a pseudo RPG, super open-ended. You can make with a little bit of fudging, like if there's certain things, like you got to fudge your dogs a little bit to try and figure out what would work. Yeah, so like you have a weapon called a grinder, which is supposed to be like a power fist, basically, like a big
supposed to be like
spinning saw or something like that.
And I've just used them for their
It's their teeth, yeah. So whatever you think fits the best, but it's nice and flexible, so that you can take basically any model range. I was able to make my crew pretty much out the gates. You did too, and have a go. So we're going to be searching the Omega Zones for scrap. The Omega Zones are basically the uninhabitable areas left where all of the ancient technology is laying around. So it's very Destiny-like. We run around, we shoot each other, you grab scrap.
Grab loot.
Maybe they're cool, maybe they're not. We can get special weapons. There's events that can take place. My favorite one's the sentient vampire tree that I still want to have. And your favorite's the land shark.
For the land shark.
Land shark might show up, yeah, and beat some people up. And all that will take place during the game. So we'll show you the teams, run you through some basics of the Warband creation. We'll run you through the first turn as we play, and we'll get started. So here we go. Let's talk about making a warband. This is my starting warband of Furry Lancers. So the first thing you do is you pick yourself a warband type. Freelancers, the mercenaries, they fit kind of the look of what I was doing the best, and that's why I started with them. And then when you pick your warband type, you also get access to all kinds of different life forms that you can build from. Great handy reference sheet on the Osprey website under game resources that you can print out for this, and that makes this way, way easier. So normally you start off with one commander automatically. You have to have 0 to 2 veterans, and you can have 2+ troopers. The minimum number of models you can have in a crew is always 3, a commander and 2 troopers, and the maximum number of models is 15. Each crew can start with 1 piece of scarce gear, so a piece of like equipment that's not common, and models cannot begin with a rating higher than the starting maximum for their type. Everybody has like basically a stat cap, so it's 6 for your commander, 5 for your veterans, and 4 for your troopers. You have 3 different stats, and that is your combat, which is both attack and defense, your command, which is your leadership and thinking, and your constitution, which is your toughness, and also how much stuff you can carry. Your armor stat will change based on your war gear and stuff. So for instance, your commander, his starting maximums are here. His maximum in the campaign is 7, so you can go up by 1 on all of his ratings. The veterans can start at 5 and go to 6. The troopers can start at 4 and go to 5. When you've picked your faction, you also have access to different types of dudes. You can have true humans. If you're an architect, ectopian, scrapper, son of entropy, or the purge, and scrappers are actually the term for freelancers on this. There's a little typo there. Mutants can be 0 to 3 in an architect army. Ectopians can have any number. Gamma Lords can have any number. Scrappers, which is freelancers, can have any number. Sons of Entropy can have any number, and the Purge cannot take them. Or synthetics, because they're not true humans. And then synthetics, which is your robots. Architects can have up to 3. Ectopians and Gamma Lords can't take them. Palladium Athena can only have synthetics. That's what Greg's playing today. Your freelancers can have any number. Sons of Entropy can have none, and the Purge can have none. And then what you do is you buy all of your costs. You have 750 points to start off with, and your rating basically has a cost. In a campaign, you spend the difference between rating levels to buy the next level. So for instance, if one of my guys starts off with a rating of 4 on something, to get to 5, you have to spend 5 more points. To get to 6, you have to spend 7 more points. You also get to buy traits, and those in the beginning just cost your scrap points, just like everything else. Your commander comes with commander for free. He can have up to 3 different traits, including a commander level, champion level trait. Your veterans can also have commander level traits, and they can have up to 2, and then your regular Goombas can have 1. I get a bonus for playing freelancers where I get 3 veterans instead of 2. So Ace, which is my commander, and then I get Cat, Cash, and Gizmo, who are all vets. For that, you can buy gear. Now, when you carry gear, this is important that you don't actually fill up your gear rating totally, because you have slots basically for carrying stuff equal to your constitution. So how much stuff you can carry. So Ace can carry 6. But he starts with combat armor, an SMG, and a tactical harness. His knife, interestingly enough, is small, so it doesn't count as a gear slot. And the tactical harness actually gives him +1 gear slot because he can attach things to it. So even though he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, they're only holding 2 slots, which means he could potentially carry 4 pieces of scrap. And that's the important thing, is during the game when you pick up scrap, it holds gear slots. So you don't want to bog your guys down with equipment because it means that later on they can't carry stuff off the table. Now, this is my starting warband. Ace up there on top has an SMG. He's wearing one of my scarce items, which is combat armor. He's got a heavy combat suit. He's got a knife and a tactical harness, which helps him to climb and stuff, and also doesn't take up a gear slot. He's got the commander rule, which means he's my commander. So when I'm making route tests or guys nearby are broken, I get to use his commands and add that to my dice roll. He's got Scrounger, which is a freelancer-only trait. He gets to use rerolls for determining how much scrap is worth, because he's good at scrounging stuff. He's a Myrmidon, which means he can't be outnumbered in close combat. And he's a knife fighter, which gives him a bonus to his combat when fighting with a knife, because he's stabby. He spent some time in some disreputable drunk tanks, probably learning how to fight with sharpened toothbrushes. Then we have Kat, which is my first veteran right here. She's wearing a tack suit for her armor. She's got an assault rifle and a rucksack. A rucksack doesn't take up a gear slot and gives her +1 gear to carry because she can shove stuff in the backpack. And then she's got Grifter, which allows her to get some bonuses to income. And Marksman, she gets +1 dice shooting. Now they're both true humans, which means they have certain stats associated with them. Your life form type dictates what you can use gear-wise. It dictates how many how much damage you can basically take before you go right out of action. And you might have some bonus associated skills too. So for instance, we all have survival instinct when we're true humans. If we ever tie on an attack roll, normally it goes to the attacker, it goes to the defender against true humans because they're just good at keeping their heads down. They also have, I think it's too stubborn to die, which they, if you don't die from a hit, you become shocked. If you take 2 shock results, normally you become taken out of action, you get wounded. For true humans, it's 3. Because they just refuse to give up. They don't want to die. And so they're a little bit hard to take out of action as well. And 5 differential for your damage roll, so when you make your opposed tests, is what takes them out of action. So they're technically the squishiest of all the factions compared to the mutants and the synthetics, but they have some little bonuses where it's just their will to live that keeps them in the fight. We have Cash here. He's also wearing a tack suit and carrying an assault rifle. He's got Athlete as a special skill for one of his traits, and he's Stubborn, which allows him to, I think, re-roll broken tests. When he's broken, he just won't give up and run away. He's carrying a knife, and he's also got a gas mask, which helps him against certain things. We've got Gizmo, my first mutant. Gizmo has the inhuman strength rule, because I don't know if you noticed, but he's enormous. He's one of the Firebrand big guys. He has my other scarce equipment piece, which is an HMG, heavy machine gun. And he's got piece metal armor, because he's just got stuff bolted to him. It looks like some people were experimenting on him at some point. His other trait is he's a brute. And he is a new man, which means he requires 6 shock results. Sorry, 6 shock results to out of action. 6 plus shock results. He's also got a bruiser type, because you pick a type for mutants when you're building them, which means he ignores the heavy trait for that machine gun, which means he can move and fire it. It doesn't slow him down, and he gets +1 to his encumbrance, so he can carry an extra item slot. Then we have Link, which is the little mutant right here. That was a little guy. He's not very good at stuff. He is one of my not veterans, so these 3 are veterans. He's my commander. He's just a trooper. He is Horrible Stench as his trait. I had a cat named Link once, and he stank, so that's what we're giving him. He's wearing a tack suit. He's got an SMG and a grinder, which is his little powered claw there. And then we have, he's also a mutant, but he is the little guy kind. He's a, what are they called? Strider, which means he can ignore obstacles up to 2 or less, and they become open ground. And if he's subject to the heavy trait, his move becomes 6 while under that effect. So he doesn't like having heavy stuff to carry, but that doesn't really matter because he only has 1 available gear slot anyway to carry things, and he just scurries around and scampers. And then we have Trace, and Trace is right there with the purple hair. She has an assault rifle, a tack suit, and she's a Truman, and that's really it. Now you have one more stat that's really important here in the game, and that's Rads. Your rads are something that you're going to accumulate every single game because the Omega Zones are full of radiation. You can sit a game out to have your rads, but if you ever get rads equal to your constitution, you just go into action. And if you go into action with rads equal to your constitution, 1 hit just takes you out of action because you're super sick. You cannot miss 2 games in a row for this reason though, because you get fired from the crew for being a wussy. So rads are a big danger thing, and they basically dictate how often you can show up into a game because it's very hard to find anti-rad stuff. That's all artifacts. artifacts. They're things left behind by the people before. You just kind of suck it up and take the radiation and hopefully don't become too hot. 750, let's take a look at Greg's Warband from Palladium Athena. Here's Greg's Palladium Athena Warband of all of these cybernetically cyborg enhanced duders. What do you got?
So starting off with my commander, EC2 here. He is a synthetic warrior class. So his traits are the, obviously, commander.
Yep.
He also has armored hull, which makes him immune to shock. So that's kind of tough. He also has death machine, so when he's at half range with his weapons, they all gain the brutal trait.
Amazing.
He's also, he's wearing a helmet. He's got some scrap metal around him. And then, as you can see, he's got a assault rifle with a grenade launcher on it.
2 long arms, very cool. So the helmet actually gives them kind of the human trait where if they get a tie in an attack roll, then they break the tide in their favor. So it kind of makes them like the humans with the survival instinct. Who else you got?
So I've got my 2 veterans, Cloudfront and Glacier. Both of them are synthetic warriors. They have armored hull again, so they're immune shocked. And each of them has a rank in marksman, so they're good at shooting. And then after that, I've got my 2 hounds, which are Route 53 and Ion. They're cyborgs, which allows them to take either a human or a mutant trait, and in this case they've taken Hack and Slash, which lets them be fast on the charge.
Yep, and super dangerous.
Each of them has piece metal for armor, and in order to sort of simulate their teeth, we've given them a grinder.
Yep, for their chewy bits. And then back
and
there?
And finally in the back is S3. He's an android, carrying a rifle, and he's just wearing leathers and has a helmet.
He's there to carry stuff. There you
Pretty
go.
much.
So I like that you've got your 3 T-800s here, basically, from Terminator. And then the 2 sort of like, what were they called? What's that movie called? Screamers. That's what I'm thinking of. The Screamers from Screamers. That's your starting 750 for your Palladium Athena. So here we are set up for Recovery, which is the first mission. And it's actually the core mission that all the other missions are based on. So what's handy in this game is that your core mechanics, a bit like Frostgrave for setting up a table, are always going to be the same. There's always going to be scrap counters on the table. And there's 3 variant missions in the core rulebook for Hot Zone, which is a radiation strewn one. There's also Pay Dirt, which is one where there's lots of loot in the middle of the table, and then Ash and Rain, which has some weather effects. But for the first one, the first thing we have to do is set the table up. You can see I've set it up for sort of a, I guess, a glossy sci-fi apocalypse. It's like an overrun kind of urban area where you can see the old houses have been shanty-towned up and techie stuff's been added to them over time. But you still got some broken down pickups and stuff. I was going for kind of a Destiny look for the table, and I'm really happy with it, actually. I'm excited for the look of this game. And then we make a random check. Now, random checks are interesting because they're the only die roll in this game that has a curve on it. This is actually one of the hardest things for me to figure out in the game, and Greg pointed out to me when we were playing through our dry run. You roll 2d10, and you subtract the low number from the high number. And if you get 0, you get 0. So it gives you a number between 0 and 9. So we're going to do a random check right now to set up our scrap counters. And scrap counters set up anywhere on the table, not within 6 of an edge. And it's the result of 6 plus a random check. So the random check in this case is going to be 8 minus 8 is 0. So there's only 6 counters on the table. Scrap counters can be picked up by moving over them. And like I said earlier, you only get scrap counters up to your encumbrance, which is your constitution, plus maybe bonuses for like backpacks and stuff like that. Scrap is deployed. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 juicy pieces of old technology for us to pick up. Now, when you pick them up, that's when events take place. That's when you find cool loot or vampire trees and land sharks. And so the first time a scrap counter is interacted with, on a 7+, it's the encounter, or the event rather. The second time, it's on a 6+, and then the third time it's on a 4+. It goes down each time. I can't remember the exact dice rolls. And then it's automatically 753, that's right. And then the last one's automatic. So the fourth one picked up is always the event. But you want it to be the first time around because the better loot and stuff happens if you pick up the first one and have an event happen early. Command check, which is dice plus our commands. So we tied, which means I think we roll again. And it'll go to me. So I'm going to be the intruder in this case, and you're going to be the sentry. Now, because you're the sentry, that means you get to pick which quarter you're going to deploy in. I'm going to sentry up over here on this side. He gets his table quarter, and then I get the quarter opposite. So he's going to be over in this corner. I'll be over in this corner. You deploy anywhere in the quarter, not within 12 of the center of the board. So it can't be within 3 inches of a scrap marker to start off with, or 3 inches of another fighter, because you're spread out looking for loot. And we're deployed. So I've got Link, Trace, Ace, Cat, Cash, and Gizmo all deployed. You've got Doggo 1, Doggo 2. I can't remember the first doggo's name. It's
Route 53.
Route 53 and
Iam.
That's right. And then you've got your two Glacier. What's his name?
Glacier and Cloudfront.
Right there. It's right there.
There he is.
And then where's the boss?
And EC2 is tucked back
EC2.
here.
Tucked
and
in behind.
S3 is down here.
Roll now for the edge. It's not super relevant in the first turn because what happens is everyone gets issued, and we get an issued number of action points in your action point pool equal to your command side of your commander. So I'm going to get 6. I only have 6 guys. You're going to get 6. You only have 6 guys. But in later turns, if we've suffered casualties, for instance, and we have a lower command guy trying to get orders, the edge gives you +3 orders to your order pool. So I get 6. You get 10, so you have the edge technically right now, and the importance here is I'm the break player, which means I get 1 interrupt. One of my guys can spend an action point in response to the enemy spending an action point. Everyone gets issued an action point. It doesn't really matter what order we do this in right now because we both just have 6, and the game states if you do, everybody gets issued an action, so they're all ready. And that means that they can be nominated to do something during the turn. When you're ready, you either spend your action token when it's your turn to activate. You can spend, if you're the break player like I am, to do a break action once per turn. And then you can also lose it if you become shocked. So shocked is kind of like a knockdown stunned mechanic in this game. If you take a hit that doesn't exceed your wound threshold, so if I take a hit that's only 4 total successes versus the 5 I needed to take out of action, I become shocked. And if you get shocked again normally, you go to action. In my case, I have to be shocked 3 times for humans, twice for the mutants. In regards, you lose your action point if you become shocked. So you are the edge player, which means you get to nominate a model to go first and declare an action. Now there's a whole list of actions. You can do everything from move, you can hustle, which is a move plus 4 inches, but you can't grab a scrap when you hustle. You can move and fire, which allows you to move and shoot a gun. You can also ambush, which means you can move, and if you end with an inch of terrain, become hidden. And a variety of other things, but those are the basic ones we'll probably be using during this game.
Here.
I was going to go.
Take his action.
Okay.
He will do a move.
So you move 6 inches. All models move a standard of 6 inches.
Which you can, just enough to tow up to this scrap.
All right.
And collect it.
And pick it up. So now you get to roll in the event table. If you roll 7+, we get an immediate event. And it's going to be something cool.
Is it a random one?
Yeah. So, no, it's just a 7+. Nope. It's actually a random check, so roll another die. And it's going to be a difference of 5, so no. It's over to me now, and we will run, a move action and move 6 with Link to go pick up that scrap marker. And I will also make a random check. So I'm going to roll a die, and you'll roll a die. And it's high minus low. I get a 2, 4. It's a difference of 2, so no event on this. And Link is carrying a scrap token now.
This is action, and I'm going to have him hustle. So that's going to allow him to move
10. Yeah, so Route 53 is coming out from under the
So he's going to go...
thing. Head towards the scrappos.
Whoa, that's tricky. Okay.
Move that tree for you. There you go. 10 will get you right next to it or behind the box.
Yeah, I think I want to get him over behind that box.
Makes sense. There you go. So you have to skirt difficult terrain during a hustle action. I should have mentioned that earlier. That's one of the things you can't do. So you just zigzag around the trees there to end up behind the box. And now it's back over to me. Now you're in cover, but I like guns, so I'm going to try and shoot Doggo. I'm going to do it with, I think, Trace. Trace is just going to activate. She's just going to do a standard shooting action. Now, I get to fire my assault rifle up to 20 inches. Every gun has an effective range. You have also a long range, which is equal to 5 times your effective range. So most guns can shoot kind of infinitely, but it means the guns like shotguns that have a 5-inch range that are effective, they can shoot up to 25 inches as their maximum. Anything over your long range, it automatically misses. Her assault rifle shoots 20 effectively, though, so she has a 100-inch long range, which means she basically shoots the board at long range. When you shoot at long range, you have your combat value. Now, the difference in this game is when you fire at someone, it doesn't, you don't affect really your stats when someone's in cover, they affect their stats. If someone's staying in the open, they get to roll a d10 and add half their combat value to try and oppose my shooting test. If they're obscured, which means any part of the model can't be seen, so there's partly blocked, they get to use their full combat value. And if they're in cover, such as he is, he's within an inch of the obstacle it's providing his obscurement, he gets to roll 2 dice and pick the highest and add his full combat value. So he's gonna roll, his combat value I believe is 4.
Correct.
Yep, so 4 plus 2d6 pick the highest, or sorry, 2d10 pick the highest, and then I'm gonna get to roll my burst value, which for the assault rifle is 3. A combat value of 4. So I get 3 dice pick the highest versus your 2. My total is going to be a 9, so 13 total, and then you get a 7, so 11 total. So my hit threshold, how well I hit, is going to be 3. I get to add that to the damage of the assault rifle, which makes it a 7, and then I'm going to compare my hits to your armor. And your armor is your constitution plus your armor. And his con is 4.
And armor 2.
So 6 versus my 7. 10 again, opposed test. I get an 11. And you're fine. So it just bounces off your armor and you're good. Trace all done, and her action gets removed, and it's back over to you.
I'm going to activate EC2 here. He's going to move and shoot.
So you can walk his 6.
Come out 6.
You got lots of room to go pretty much wherever you want.
He's just going to come around.
Now I do have a break action, which I could try and break this with. You're pretty far away though, so I probably won't. And I can't see you at the beginning. That's right.
I start, so
that's right.
Are you breaking?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
So he will move out to here. And then he's going to fire his assault rifle at your little guy there.
At Link, not Link, who's in the open. You get D10 plus half, because he's in the open, versus your half burst. Now, because you move and fired, your burst, your gun is half. You round everything down in this. So it's going to become 1, but it has the rapid fire ability, which adds you +1 on the move. So you get burst 2. So you get 2 dice, pick the highest, plus your full, because I believe you're within 20. The highest versus my 1 dice, adding half. So D10 plus 2.
And I'm adding 6.
And you're adding 6. 2D10, pick the highest, plus 6.
Yeah, he's not.
I got a 7 to your 14. So 14 to 7, difference is 7, plus assault rifle's damage of 4. You're plus 11 to your roll. 7 to my roll because of my tack suit and my con. You're plus 11 to your roll from your damage and your threshold. Oh no, 21! To my 11, difference of 10, Link's down, and he drops his scrap. XP for the takedown, and I am 1 closer to a route check. Well, we're gonna go with Gizmo. Gizmo's gonna move and fire. He's gonna go walk over to, actually no, I have to do a move action to pick up scrap, so he's just gonna walk over and pick up scrap. And let's roll and see if I get something cool. So it's on a 3+ now?
Yep.
Differential, let's see if we get an event. And the event is... difference of 6, so we get the event. The percentile dice, we use the neon dice here as high, 95. Found some loot, and then we gotta re-roll the event. 41. So we got loot.
Ammo dump.
And an ammo dump for a guy with a machine gun. I'm excited.
Oh, well, no,
a random check for the loot token there, and we see which of the, what the bonus is for it because of the loot. So it's going to be worth 2 extra scrap, basically. 3. It's a plus 3, that's right, because it's +1 on top of that. So it's a +3 scrap token now. Ammo dump event just means that there is ammo strewn across this table. Whoever's going to own it at the end of the game, all of their crew gain the extra ammo upgrade for free, if they don't already have it, as they pick up all the extra ammunition. So that's just a table-wide event, and then the loot counter being worth the scrap counter being worth loot, means it's just extra valuable when we go to sell it. So who's going next?
So this is going to be... difficult terrain, so if I try to move through it, I basically stop at the edge, right?
No, you just have your movement, I believe. Start near outside difficult terrain. You can move your full move into it, but you have to end inside it when you make that move. And then next turn, when you start inside it, you only make a 3-inch move, but that can leave it afterwards. So basically, when you make a move through difficult ground, if you start outside, you have to end inside, and if you start inside, you can go wherever you want, but you're reduced to 3-inch moves. So it just means that like you can't go all the way through it in a single move. You can just walk around it if you want to.
Which is what I'm going to do.
That makes sense.
Hustle.
Yeah, going 10.
So he will go. He's going to go here, pivot there, and basically get himself.
Yeah, you get 2 extra inches after the end of that, because that's 8.
So he's going to move in here.
Go hide behind some stairs. The boss go. He is going to do a move and fire action. It's not going to quite take him to the token, but it's getting him close. Goes up to here. And can't quite pick it up, but he's going to take a shot into Doggo. He has a burst of 3 down to 1 because he's moved. Back up 2 because it's rapid fire. And then you are in cover and concealed. So you've got 2 dice picked the highest with your full combat. I'm within my optimal because I'm within 14. I've got 2 dice picked the highest versus my full combat. +4 to my 2 + 6. I get a 15 to your 13, so I hit you by 2. I'm damage 3, I believe, on a machine pistol. I get a grand total of +5 to my dice roll versus your armor plus con.
6.
All right, let's see what we get. So +5 to your +6. 12 to your 7. So that's going to be 13. So you're good. Let's go in.
So I'm going to take his action, and he will hustle.
Moving 10. Into the middle. You get just around the wall, basically, if you want to be able to fire.
Just get to here, actually, on 10 inches.
Perfect. We're going to have, what's her face? Cat go. She's going to move up to behind cover over here with a move and fire action. And she's going to take a shot into Mr. Glacier over there. The closest thing, never mind. Because you're both actually equally hard to see. I actually don't know if I can see him. He's actually completely obscured, so I am going to shoot Glacier then because I can see him. Optimal range of my rifle, so I'm shooting at my full combat. I drop to a rate of fire 1, but it's a rifle, so it's rate of fire 1 anyway. And then you are going to be in cover for full combat plus 2d6. Yeah, 2d10. So you get 2d10 plus your full combat to my 1d10. So you get 5 to my 5. I get a 13 to your 13. You're wearing a helmet though, so you break the tie. That's right. So normally I would win the tie, but you're wearing a helmet, which means that you cancel that out here.
So S3 is just going to do a walk action.
Go grab some scrap.
He's just going to tuck back in around here.
What do you do? I pass butter. We're going to go with Cash, and he's going to take a shot into, what's his name again? Big Doggo.
That is...
I keep going left and right. I am, that's right. The name of the cat food.
Identity and Access Management.
Access Management, gotcha. So he's going to shoot a assault rifle. I'm pretty sure I'm at long range, so I'm over 20. 3 shots, because I'm ready to fire 3 and I didn't move. I am firing half my combat though, so rounding down is going to be 2. You get full combat plus 2d10 because you're in cover. So let's see what you get.
Adding 4.
11 to my 11. You're not wearing a helmet though.
And not him.
Ah, so I got you with the tie. I do have to make a gear check though, because I rolled a 1 on any of my dice. We'll do that when this is resolved. So it ends up being up by 1. Damage. Oh, damage 0 size. I'm 0 threshold, and I'm damage 4, so it's plus 4 to my roll. You get your con plus armor, which I believe is 5.
6.
6, okay. So you get 6 to my 4. I get an 11 to your 9, so you become shocked. Now, it wasn't enough to... He doesn't?
Nope.
Oh, okay. He doesn't have the upgrades. These guys that have the upgrade for the armored hull. So shocked means he loses action token if he has it. I think you drop your scrap. You might drop your scrap. It makes you drop your scrap. You're actually okay. Yeah, it's when you run away. And if he were to take another shock during this turn, he'd become injured. If he had an action token, he'd lose it. And that's new turn. So now at the SIP rep phase, we check to see if we have to make a route test. If I take one more casualty, I'm at 25%. I'll have to make a route test on my commander's commands. And the route test is you take the number of casualties you've suffered plus D10 versus your command plus D10. So not quite yet. If your commander's down though, it's just D10 straight. You lose your shock, you stand up because it's started the sit rep phase, and then we roll for the edge. Who's got the edge? I'm down to 5 guys. I got 10. Yeah! Tokens are down. Everybody's getting 1 because our commands are still high enough that our whole warbands get them. And I get to choose who goes first. You have the break, however, which might be really important here. I'm going to make a move action with the boss. Would you like to break?
Nope.
Okay, we'll grab some scrap and go move behind this crate over here.
Okay, you can't take that scrap with you. You can touch it.
During a move? I'll just
You
go
have to move.
and I move over it.
You have to move to it. And then
You have to end your move action next to the scrap token, so I'm just going to move and fire, I guess, then instead. No, do I need to move and fire? Yeah, scrap token's super dangerous to grab at this point. So, yes. No, we're just going to take it and leave it there. Just going to go.
and take his action, and he's going to try and shoot down...
Cats? Not cats! Within 20, which means that you are in optimum range. I am concealed and in cover, so I get 2 dice pick the highest, plus my combat. You get the same, so...
Same.
3 dice actually, because you didn't move.
3 dice. I have a rank in
Marksman, so plus 1 die.
Rolling a plus 6.
Plus 6, okay. So what you get? You get a... Whoa, no! So you get a 16.
That's
and I have to add 5. I get a grand total of 13. So up 3. Plus your damage of 4 for your assault rifle. I'm armor of, 8 total because of my constitution of 5 plus 3 for my tack suit. So you get a total of...
My damage on that is 4.
So
plus
7?
3 is 7.
Yeah, 7 to my plus 8. I got a 14. You got a 13, so I'm okay.
Nothing.
We're going to move up and fire with Trace. Trace is going to go up to here. Walk in 6. And then going to shoot guns into... Combat 4 down to 2 because I moved. My burst is down to 2 because I moved. Because I'm down to 1 halved, it's 3 normally, plus 1 for rapid fire. You're at 2 dice pick the highest because you're in cover and concealed with full combat for both of us. So I'm at plus 4, you're at plus 4?
4.
I get a 7 total, 9 total, and you're at 12, you're fine. Comes off, and it's over to you. Going with Cloud.
Front here.
Yeah.
He's going to move and shoot. So in this case, he's just going to toe back around here and take
cover on the wall.
Lounger.
Behind the Muskoka chair. Gonna try and shoot Cat.
Better chance.
Because closest. And are you within 20?
I am.
There you go. So you're going to be shooting at full burst. Sorry, 2 burst plus your full combat. Yeah. And I'll be at full combat plus 2 dice as well. So you're at plus 6 because of marksman. You get a 12 to my 9. No, sorry, 11 rather. So it's a threshold of 1. 5 total to my con plus armor of 8. I got a 15. Nope. How's he going to go? He's going to try and assault rifle your doggo again. This is going to be right here. His name is, I don't remember still.
That is I am.
I am, that's right. I gotta remember its name was like cat food. So I've got 3 dice.
And access management.
Identity and access management. I'll probably remember that better. So 3 dice because I'm at full burst because I didn't move. Half my combat though because I'm at long range. And you get your full combat plus 2d10. I got an 11 to your 12. 12, you're good. And up here with the boss.
So I'm going to activate AC2. He will open up with his assault rifle on...
the one you can see in the open. Okay, into trace. I get half my combat with 1d10, and you get a total of 14. To my not 14, that's gonna be half my combat, which makes it 2, so 5.
So
9, 13 damage threshold.
Yep.
I'm armor 7 with my tack plus tack suit. That's my con plus tack suit. I got a 17.
Oh,
you're at 11. You need a 6 to shock me.
7.
7 to shock me, that's right, because I break ties. Yeah, she lives! I was gonna go with his machine gun, and I think the closest guy is probably him still, just because of the way the lateral stuff works. Because I can't see him, I don't think. I'll shoot him if I can. It's gonna be back there, which is...
between these 2 guys, but
I think just because of the way it's laterally, it's probably him, because I'm over this side. And that's gonna be... It's the same shot either way, you're both in cover.
Yep.
So I get my combat of 5. Machine gun is 4 burst. 2 dice pick the highest, plus 5. I'm at plus 5 as well. See what we got. Ooh, 15.
Ouch.
To your 11, so threshold 4, damage 4. I get plus 8. 8 versus my total of 10. I got a 20. Uh-oh. To 17, difference of 3, and you can't be shocked, so you're fine. 1 chance to take him out, too. And he can't be shocked because he's got his internal frame there, so he just stands there. Go with your scrapper.
Take S3 here and go try and hustle over towards that scrap.
Yep.
And he won't be able to take it this round, but he can definitely get up next to it and stand behind that chair. My guys are liking these chairs.
The lawn furniture is providing safety. Here we go. And she's going to... make a hustle, go 10. Just go hide behind the trees over here. Can't go in because it's a hustle move. And we're done. He's gonna go.
He's just going to
hustle and try and get in range.
Hustle and try and get around, yeah. So it's basically an inch. And then
9 more.
8. And get up to, it's not gonna work. So he's gonna just get himself in behind here.
Okay.
There, and yeah, so you can basically just get to...
Also be in cover, basically, on the other side. Yeah, you can't hustle into terrain, remember?
Right.
Just be at the edge of it. Perfect. 3 gets to go.
He's going to hustle as well. So he's just going to go
over that. No. Oh, no.
And basically get himself... Yeah, he's just going to position himself here.
Ready to murder everybody he wants to murder. It's sit-rep phase. Again, neither of us at route level yet. No one's shocked to stand up, and that means we're going to roll for the edge. This is pretty important for both of us. Someone's going to get doggoed. I got a 10. That's going to be me. I needed that for the damage roll against that guy. The boss, and he's just going to guns a clock doggo.
I'm going to declare my break.
Yeah, I figured. What'd you like to do?
I'm going to send
charge me?
Route 53 into...
that's trace. Got it. Charge in, whoop, which means you come with an inch. The way melee works is you roll a number of dice equal to your attacks. Your attacks is your combat halved. So for Trace, it's going to be 2. For you, it's going to be 2 as well. You get +1 combat when you charge because you're a vicious charge.
No. That's
sorry.
I get +1 because of doing a charge.
Because of doing a charge, that's right. And then you've got some other roll fears. Oh no, you get to sprint and charge because you've got your special roll.
I get +4 inch to my charge if I needed to.
Got it. So it's an opposed roll again. Now in this case, I can actually do damage back, but the defending player does damage equal to half the threshold of victory as opposed to the full. Both have a 1-inch weapon range because I have a knife and you have your grinder, which is your teeth. And we'll roll off and see who wins. And
I'm adding 5 to this.
I'm adding 4 to mine, so you get 12 to my 10. So it's threshold of 2 you won by. So you have to try and damage me. Your grinder is damage 4, I believe.
2 and 4 for the grinder, and it's vicious.
So 6. So 8
8
total versus my con plus my tack suit of 7. And I get a 17 to your 10. I can change my action now because yours superseded mine with the break. Now you only get to do that once per turn, so you can't do it again. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to move and fire. So we're going to go 6 around the corner here. Whoop. And take some shots into your pack rat. All right, so you are in cover and concealment, but I'm in point blank range, so I cancel your concealment because I'm within 6. So you get half your combat versus with 2 dice versus my shots with my SMG. So I get 2 shots with my SMG because it halves down to 1, and then +1 for being rapid fire. Combat 6 versus your half, which I think is 2. My name is 1 because he's only combat 3. So let's do some murdering. Come on, boss.
Simple work.
I got a 10, but I have to make an ammo check. To your 10, so I'm at 16.
So you're up 6.
Yep, up 6. +3 is up 9. What's your armor?
My armor and con together is 4.
Ugh, so I'm basically, you're +4, I'm a +9. I got a 10. Oh, you might survive.
No.
So you get well, you're shocked.
Is he? Yeah, he's only shocked.
Yeah, he just gets shocked. You're synthetic, I need to beat it by 6 to kill you, so you just get shocked. He's going to take his for EC2, he's going to take his.
Just do a shot with, actually, what's there's another action if you took an aim.
Spray bullets.
Ooh.
Yep.
Are you in 10 inches, though?
It's not a death machine range, not quite in half range for the super murder.
Brutal.
That's right. So you get your 3 dice.
Adding 6.
And I'm getting my 2 dice for being in cover, adding 6 as well. See if you hits. Oh, 16! Oh, so you hit me by 3?
Yep.
It's a 7. My armor's going to be 10 because I'm
like
combat suit. Yeah. Oh, no! 11!
11.
See what you get. Roll low. No! 17 to 11. Difference of 6. I am just straight out.
Bam!
Within 3 of them, so I didn't have to make a panic test. Luckily, no one's going to break. It's back over to you. I really need to kill some dudes now.
All right, Cloudfront's going to take his action. And he's just going to continue shooting at this
Standard fire Gizmo.
big guy. And
No!
put him down.
All right, so I get cover plus concealment, so 2 dice plus 5. 6 because you're marksmanship.
Ooh.
Oh no, but it's an ammo test.
Ammo test.
Oh, I think I forgot an ammo test actually earlier from someone. I think it was actually the boss, so he's dead. It doesn't matter. And that's bad, so I get a total of 7. To your total of 16. So you're at +9, plus your weapon strength, which is 4, so plus 13. And then you'll make a weapon check at the end of all this. I am armor on him. He's got scrap armor for 2, plus con 5, so 7. Which means I got a 9 total. You get a
13 and 2 is 15.
15 to my 9.
It's a difference of 6.
Difference of 6, exactly enough to take me out of action. Whoop. And 3, so I don't get any break tests. So now you do your gear check.
Right.
Yep, and we need to roll a random number.
My
Plus 5. It's 5, and the difficulty of the gear check is 5 plus D10, so 6 in this case. And you're fine, so you get enough. Well, it's all gone horribly wrong. What are we gonna do? We're now not carrying any scrap. So that's super problematic if I wanna actually get away with anything here. So I think Kat was gonna try and get other things. She's gonna move and fire now and just walk back to that piece of cover and grab the scrap. Walking 6, we'll just end on this side of it where Gizmo was, whoop, and pick up that scrap. And I can't move and fire during it. I just want to be in cover. Gotta shoot with Glacier. All right, so closest is gonna be Kat. You can take a shot at her. She's in cover.
3 shots.
Do it. Murder her.
No, we're in range already because we've measured this before.
Yep.
And 6.
Ooh, and an ammo check. And I'm at a total of 5, so 10 to your 8, which means I duck it, but you have to make an ammo check. Difficulty 6 again.
Thank you for rolling so low.
You're fine. Doesn't run out of bullets. Concealment and cover for your pup over there, which is IAMS. I'm going to shoot him with stand and fire action, or I could do a take aim action. I'm actually going to try a take aim action. I get +3 to my range skill, but I only go to 1 die, which is what I should have been doing with Kat every single shot because she only has a single shot. My other option is just to take stand and fire and roll 3 dice. I'm still going to roll 3 dice. I think it's still a better idea to roll 3 dice. So let's do it, and I'm combat 5. I get a total of 13. And you get a total of, don't matter because you get a 10. So that's a 14 probably?
Yes, 14.
You're fine. Walk.
So he's going to take a walk.
Walk in, grab a scrap.
Get in there.
Makes sense. Now you have 2 of the scraps.
That's him at his encumbrance, it is.
He's going. She's just going to stab you. 2 attacks because half our combat. I'm combat 4, you're combat 4. I got a 6. You get a 4, so I get a threshold of 2. And the damage on my knife, I believe, is 0. +2 to your +6. 10. To 12, you're fine. All right, that's turn. We're on to the sit rep phase. I have to make a route test. I'm going to voluntarily route, but I'm still going to show you how the route test works. Because my commander's dead, I have to roll a d10 versus d10 plus my casualties, and I have 3 casualties. So Greg didn't roll a d10 and I had 3. I'm going to roll a d10. I got 2. You got an 11, so I route no matter what. So my 3 remaining people on the field are going to take off. With whatever scrap they were currently holding. You get the rest. All right, so end of the game. One thing we did get wrong, which is not super relevant, we forgot you can't hustle when you're carrying scrap. It wouldn't really have mattered. He would have just been like over here and then walked in to get it. It would have been the exact same thing for him being in cover if he just walked up behind this rock. I don't think anybody else hustled while they were carrying scrap. No, he did once, but again, not super relevant. But you won the game with 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna end it with 1, but luckily it's the one that Gizmo found that was the event one, so it's worth slightly more monies. For the after action report, we know who won and lost. I did not win. We make trauma checks for all our wounded models. Now, a trauma check is a random roll, so high dice plus low, 2 dice, and it's high minus low, and you compare it to this table. So it's a good thing there's a curve, because otherwise this table would be brutal. 0 results, if they're tied, is rest and recuperation, and it depends on what type of life form you are, what happens to you, because you can get different kinds of injuries if you're synthetic or a mutant or whatever. Like the triple helix can like turn you into a mutant abomination and stuff. So I have to roll for 3 of my guys. So we're gonna roll first for Ace. Please don't die. Difference of 6 is super bad.
Human?
Cranial fracture on a human. That means he is... the model loses 1 core champion trait of its player's choosing. If it does not have any core champion traits, then reduce this model's combat rating by -1 points. Commander models cannot lose their commander traits. So I'm going to lose my Myrmidon rule, which means I can now be outnumbered. Gizmo, be good. Difference of 2, which means for a mutant, that is robbed. He lost his machine gun. That happens to Link. He's difference of 5. And for a mutant, that means sketchy growth. Uh-oh. Injured, this mutant notices a strange new growth in its body that causes discomfort and looks kind of suspicious. And then it blinks at them. Reduce mutant's con rating by 1. He's now con 3. Naughty rolls for you. I only took out 1. No, I didn't take out anybody, did I?
Anybody.
Oh my gosh. Nobody died. So no naughty rolls for you. And then we go to experience. So experience, you get 1 for surviving. Gizmo's going to get a bonus 1 for being robbed. Because apparently that's your get out of jail free card. And then everybody who was on the winning side gets a bonus 1. So you're going to get basically 1 for surviving, 1 for everybody else because they won the game. And then everybody who did a kill, so he'll get 2 more. And then the third one goes to Cloud over there. On top of that, you hold the ammo dump at the end of the game, so all of your guys who didn't have extra ammo get a free extra ammo dump, which I believe is a gear check reroll for running out of ammo.
I think
it's either a reroll or it's just an auto pass. 1 scrap token. You sell scrap for a random roll plus 26. Now my scrap token was the special loot one, so it's worth 3 extras because we rolled that already. And that's a difference of 3, so 29 plus 3 is 32 is what I'm going to get out of that. You get to roll 3 times because you got 3 scrap tokens, and because you won, you get plus 15 off the bat. So basically, it's going to be 3 random rolls plus 78, basically.
Each.
Yeah. No, 15 once for winning, and then 78 for your base amount, and then 3 rolls.
3 rolls.
Yeah, so you're basically at 93 to start, plus 3 rolls. So 93 plus 1, 94. Plus 4, 98. Break the 100. Break the 100 in the first game.
There you go.
Plus 3 more, so 101. So with 101 in the bank and me with 36 in the bank, we're going shopping now. Greg's gonna try and buy some gear here. Try and get a rocket launcher for the boss. You have to make a random check, so we both roll a die for the random check. And you need a 3+ for the first piece of scarce gear, a 5+ for the second, and a 7+ for the third one. So let's see which.
You can't use each roll for the same piece.
That's right. You have to look for different things each time. So I got a 7 to your 6, a difference of 1. So you don't find the missile launcher, and you can't search for the same thing more than once. The machine gun now, it's on a 5+.
We hear there's one on the market.
4, there is. No, 4 to 1, so no machine gun. And you can try and find one more thing on a 7+. My 36, I had to resupply Gizmo, which means we went and bought him an auto shotgun. So that big orange dowel weapon is now an auto shotgun. And some leathers, because he needs some kind of armor to go out there. It's dangerous. Take this. Other than that, Link is now just purely a fighting piece, because he's got con 3 and he's carrying a grinder, an SMG, and his tack suit, which means he does not have the room to carry anything else. And overall, it was an exciting game. We started pretty much worse than we were before. Our ratings have gone down slightly. All right, so here it is after your shopping trip. No scarce gear, but you've hired a new lugger of loot. Basically, what's his name?
We called SMS.
him SMS, cool. And then you bought some additional items. So you got some pistols for these guys.
The dogs now have
bees in their mouths.
Auto pistol wielding puppies.
Right, so they're gonna shoot bees at you when they bark. What else you got?
And beyond that, I've added knives
to everybody,
to all the non-hounds.
So you have some melee options there, and then everybody got extra ammo. Although you wouldn't get it for the new guy because he wasn't there at the end of the game, which will take up some gear slots. But you burn it when you make a gear test. You can automatically pass a weapon one. And that's it. So your rating's gone up significantly.
I've added 100 points.
At least.
Now 850.
Which means I'll be the underdog because I'm down to 721 at the end of the game. So there it was in grand tradition of Warband games. I took a kick and you broke the skull of my leader. He didn't die, which is good because usually, as we all know, my Warband leader dies in the first game of every campaign.
No,
that's right. It was certainly not the best outing for the freelancers. They're wise to your game now, though. I know who to shoot at and who not to shoot at. I'm not going to shoot a big weapon man. I'm going to try and kill little dudes to make you make some route tests. And I'm going to grab some scrap and stuff as well. So really enjoying this. It's one of those games where as soon as I had the core mechanics down, I just got excited about like building more models and painting more stuff. I love the aesthetic of it, the kind of like glossy sci-fi. So we'll see you for more of this in 2 weeks. Greg and I are going to play another game at least. And and you'll be back then for more adventures of Ace Frehley's recovery agency versus
the defragmentation team 6 Sigma.
All right, so we'll see you for that. Big thanks to Greg for coming in and playing. Big thanks to you guys for watching. Until then, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Desperate Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.